Hi there, my name is Scott Doucet, and for my human anatomy class, I'm going to show you some anatomic directions and movement terms. There's lots to cover in a short time, so let's get right into it, shall we? First off, we have the anterior, also known as the ventral. This describes something that is towards the front of the body. For instance, my navel is anterior to my sacral. Posterior or dorsal describes the opposite, so you'd say your sacral is posterior to your navel. Moving right along, we have superior and inferior. The former, which can be called cephalic, references towards the head or above in relation to another structure. Inferior is the opposite and references below or towards the feet. For example, cephalic is the most superior region of my body, and my lower limbs are the most inferior. Next up, we have medial and lateral, which is relating to one's longitudinal midline. Medial will be a structure towards the midline, while lateral is what's further away. So with my arm extended out, we would say the carpal is lateral to my brachial, and the brachial is medial from the carpal. Last of the directional terms is distal and proximal. Distal refers to what's away from an attached base, so the talus, or the ankle, is distal from the patellar. And for the opposite, the patellar is proximal from the talus. Next, we're going to get into some anatomical movements. First one up is abduction followed by adduction. The abduction movement has the limb moving distal from the midline, and adduction has the limb moving back medial. Next, I'll perform some flexion and extension. These movements are performed on the anterior-posterior plane. The arm coming up and reducing this angle is flexion, and the arm going down, increasing this angle, is extension. There are a few rotational movements to go over. Turning my head just back and forth like this. We got right rotation and left rotation. Another rotational movement follows the anterior aspect of the limb. As it turns outward, we have lateral rotation. Turn the arm inward, and we have medial rotation. Rotation distal to your antecubital is pronation and supination. When the palm rotates to face the posterior, this is pronation. When the palm rotates back, we have supination. Lastly, we got specialty movements. So when I move my cranial to the anterior, we have protraction. Move it to the posterior, it's retraction. Quickly, we got eversion of the foot, turning outwards, turning inwards, we have inversion. I think that covers everything. Oh wait, no, we got one more. Shrugs. It's a good example of your shoulders elevating, and when you relax them, they go down. We have depression. So that's elevation and depression. I think that covers everything. So I hope you enjoy the show, and see you around. Thanks.